Good afternoon. I'm Constable Kira Brooks, our Crime Prevention Officer. And today I have the pleasure of meeting with our COAST team to talk about some crime prevention tips and tricks and what their unit does. So I'm here with Officer Carolyn Brown and a Canadian mental health worker, Carly Stewart. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, Kira.
So I know that we are in different times and you guys are wearing masks, and I really appreciate that. So if you guys can speak up so our community can hear you. My first question is to Carolyn. What is our COAST program?
Yeah, so COAST is a really unique opportunity. It's a partnership between the Canadian Mental Health Association and the Barrie Police Service. And COAST stands for our Community Outreach and Support Team. So this project began back in 2015 through a series of pilot projects, and then it was implemented full-time beginning January 2019. So the COAST team works in a couple different ways. We respond to live police calls that are happening. We also complete a variety of follow-ups that we get through either officers on the road or through our community partners, such as CMHA, Barrie Family Health Team, David Busby. There's lots of community agencies that we get referrals from, and we just work to connect people in crisis with the resources at that time.
That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that part. Now, when we talk about crime prevention from a police perspective, how do you feel that the program will help with serving our vulnerable citizens and protecting our community?
Yeah, that's a great question, Kira. So COAST is integral in connecting the citizens in the community with the appropriate resources at the appropriate time. So not everybody that's in crisis needs a police officer to respond to the incident. Perhaps it's better suited for them to have a mental health worker attend the call, or maybe they need to get connected to a housing worker or whatever their concern is at the time. So we as COAST can work collaboratively with the citizens at the call to try to get them connected to these resources. We can provide these through face-to-face interactions or over the phone support, providing them with valuable information that they need to make that connection. We're also able to observe the clients within the community, and then we can complete referrals to our community partners where it's needed most. Through the COAST contact, it's possible that if it's safe to do so, we're able to support clients within the community and we don't have to bring them to the hospital. So this is called a diversion, and it's really helpful for citizens when we're able to get them connected in the community, again, if it's safe to do so and they don't require the hospitalization. We're able to interact with families and loved ones that are supporting individuals struggling with mental health, advise them of the various legislation that's surrounding mental health, and really give them some understanding and perspective, as well as being a caregiver can be quite challenging navigating the system. In addition, unfortunately, research concludes that individuals struggling with mental illness are more likely to have force used against them. So COAST since August of 2019 has attended over 550 calls for service. Throughout that time, there's been no use of force needed. So that's a really important stat to highlight the importance of having us to de-escalate situations when we're having to deal with people struggling with mental health.
Thank you, Carolyn, for that. Carly, from a Canadian mental health workers' perspective, how do you feel that the program is serving our vulnerable citizens and protecting our community through crime prevention?
Yeah, I believe the COAST program is tremendously valuable in that regard, as we usually are serving the community's most vulnerable members, especially when they're experiencing a crisis or moments of distress. As COAST, we enter situations and really try to understand how that individual person is experiencing the crisis, and we're able to provide a trauma-informed approach to that individual and hopefully de-escalate the situation, reduce any further criminal justice involvement related to mental health symptoms and behaviors, and connect people with the mental health system, ideally community-based resources that an individual feels are beneficial for them towards their goals and the meaningful life that they're trying to create for themselves. I feel that the program is also really valuable in regards to crime prevention because it's really interesting to see clients building trust in police officers again. Maybe they've had some previous unsatisfactory experiences when they've engaged with police officers, and they're able to rebuild some of that trust with our coast officers at the same time as starting to maybe buy into some of the resources specific to mental health that could benefit them in the long run.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective, sharing what the COAST program does. I think it's valuable to our community, and I love that you're out there.
Thank you.